Hi everybody, it's Mr. Gray here. Thank you for another great week. I'm only here right at the end, but I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the families for all your kind words, but also just for your patience and understanding. I was telling someone else, I don't think I missed 4 school days in my first 8 years of teaching, and then I just missed 4 in a row. So it was very odd and strange, but everybody's doing great. Everything's back to normal. Just a little bit of chaos for a few days, but thank you for just understanding and hanging with me. I'm back today. I record this on Thursday, and we're getting back into the swing of things. And I think by early next week, everything will be back on track. So it'll just take a few days to kind of get back to all the things we were doing. But I just wanted to start off by saying thank you for just understanding that I was gone for a couple of days, but I'm back to normal. So hopefully nothing like that is happening again for multiple reasons. But thank you again just for your support and understanding. For announcements this week, the first thing is there's some links on the updates page for this, but there is the Winter Music Concert, which is on Tuesday the 12th. And there's like a flyer from the music department about where the students are performing and the time and all that thing. So that'll be a really fun thing to see and get to hear all the things they're working on. The second is a Santiago Hills neighborhood light tour. So I know we're coming from all different neighborhoods, but there is one, if you're interested, where the Santiago Hills families kind of tour the neighborhood around here and see people's lights. So I know you probably live in a different neighborhood, but it might be fun just to see other kids, that your students know. That might be a fun thing to do. There's a link on the updates page. And finally, I just wanted to give you a heads up on the very last day of school before winter break, December 22nd. We're going to have a pizza kind of party that day for lunch. So if you have any dietary restrictions, please let me know, and we can kind of have an alternate food source for you. And then also there'll be some just some like little drinks water for that, and we'll be doing some games and crafts that day, so that'll be a really fun day before we head into winter break. In reading next week, we will actually finally get to our debate. So I was gone, so we paused for a little bit. At the beginning of next week, we will kind of get that back up again and get re-prepared for the debate, and then actually have the debates on Tuesday. And then I think we'll have another like one more like short assignment having to do with that by the end of the week, but the focus of the week will for sure be on the debates. In writing next week, the kids are writing their second argument essay. So the first one was all about chocolate milk. This second one, they have a little bit more choice in doing it. Now they have the structure and the familiarity with the structure. So there's, your students might be choosing something totally different than everyone else. So it's worth asking what their topic is going to be and what their claim is, like what is the actual thing they're arguing for in their essay. They'll be doing some more research and starting to put that together. We're going to talk about including counterclaims, so not just saying your piece, but anticipating what the other side might say. This is reflected closely in our work with debates. They're going to try to include some counterclaims in their essays, and we're also going to talk about conclusions and different ways to conclude your essay that's strong. And then finally, they'll actually start publishing that second essay, which will get turned in at the beginning of that final week of school. So that's what we're working on for already. In math, we have a CML test, the second one of 5 on Wednesday. So we're taking it on Wednesday, but we'll do some prep earlier in the week. We'll kind of go back and discuss CML style problems and different strategies for solving, and the kids will get some practice in that before the actual CML test on Wednesday. In social studies, we are continuing our study of the Jamestown colony, which was a colossal failure, essentially. It was the first permanent English colony in Jamestown, Virginia, and the people who settled there just ran into problem after problem after problem after problem. Everything from a lack of fresh water to very harsh winters to conflict with Native Americans to mutiny and disease and not bringing the right types of people to settle in the first place. So the students were investigating a bunch of documents about that, and they're putting together their own ideas based on those documents as to why so many colonists died at Jamestown. And at the start of next week, we're going to put together an article. So they're actually going to write an article with their findings as if they're an investigative journalist. And then throughout the week, they'll also be filming a short news report that they're giving. It's going to be mostly based on their article, but they're going to kind of put both of those together throughout the week. So that'll be a really interesting way to kind of conclude our study of Jamestown. finally, for academics in science, the kids will just go to Mrs. DeMarco next week. We got a little bit ahead while I was out with the science work in our class, but then they'll see Mrs. DeMarco for Science Lab twice next week. And then finally, for leadership, we are going to start off the week with Circle of Viewpoints. Again, last week the kids were talking about where they witnessed someone break the rules. And so this week, we're talking about a mission to Mars and why different people would think positively about that and why different people would think negatively about that. So it should be a really fun week. Thank you again for all the support this week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.